is going to play out. And I'm looking forward to this one. This should be a good one. Two very strong teams here tonight. And it could go either way. Could go either way. Get my controller set correctly. There we go. All right, let's see what the bans are going to be. So we've had a look. We've got Jackal and Thatcher are the top two attacking bans. And we've got Miracade and Valkyrie at the top for defense. Let's see if that carries over into this game. Jackal is going to be the first one to get banned. I don't know why, because a lot of teams at the moment just aren't roaming. So it's kind of like, you don't have a big roam game anyway, so why ban the roam hunter? There's more utility you could take off the board, surely. Flores. Interesting. Okay, I like this. I like seeing Flores get played, but at the same time, it's an interesting ban. Good to see something different coming out. Good to see something different. MYR. Strategically voting, it seems. Strategically voting. Valkyrie is getting taken out of play. That does make sense. That does make sense, rather. Great use of utility. I need to adjust my microphone a second because it's annoying me right now. It is annoying me. Hello. Okay, that's not helping. All right. That's definitely not helping. Does that help? No, it doesn't. Right, one more thing to do. Hello. Okay, that'll do. All right, so the last ban was Mira. Makes perfect sense. She is a very common ban. So we have seen two of the top three standard bans here in the league getting taken out of play. Right, I'm going to press this button, and that's going to make things much easier for my ears. Don't know what's going on there tonight. Okay, now, Aviator and Games is going to be the first site to get played. Jakoa is going to 6-pick that Maestro and go on to Thunderbird. Thunderbird has seen a lot of play here this season, and it's been good to see her get played because it's always nice when new operators come in and get played. Getting played in the leagues and in competitive. It's good to see what teams try to do with those operators. Obviously, Thunderbird's a very interesting one, useful for healing up your teammates and yourself. But the problem is, of course, if you die and they're still in play and they're in a place where the attackers are going to be going, then that is obviously an issue because they're going to get healed up and they're going to be all buffed while your teammates might not have that extra health boost. So she's a very interesting operator to have in play. Very interesting indeed. Callum just reinforcing. Standard setups coming out here from these two teams. Waller just looking through drone holes, trying to find that intel as Proza setting up the standard signal jammers and running around here, finding their defensive positions. Jakoa's going to be playing here in games, it seems, with Proza opening up all the rotates. We've got Fozza running around downstairs, looking for some early picks on this roam game, possibly. Zach Synq with the drones, as he sends around his little shock drone. That's going to be going around, trying to find players. It does spot Jaeger. They know he's there, but they do lose a valuable piece of gadgetry in that they cannot take out quite as many bits of utility from the defensive side with those little shot blasts that she has in that drone. Now, Fozza continuing to play downstairs. He's not going to be put off by that drone. He's going to waste time downstairs on this first floor. No one in basement, which is pretty standard. No one really goes to basement. It is great for a big roam, but not being deployed here by a dispatch. They're just deciding to keep away from there. People very rarely drone downstairs in the basement, which is a reason why it can be good for a roam, but just clearly not interesting here to Foz. He just wants to stay away from that and stay on the first floor, which is absolutely fine. If it's going to work for him, it's going to work. Now, the attack starting to push in on intel. We can see one player up at the side of the door. Zach is going to spot that player and open fire, but Zach is going to get dropped. And Jakoa doesn't necessarily know because, of course, there is no points. And he might not even realize, unless he heard the scream, he isn't going to know that Zach Synq is down. But Zach Synq will be able to pull away to get to safety and get revived. Nerd Synq is going to pick him up as Logic Synq, our little Christmas elf here, is going to make her way onto 90. Pre-fire that shield. That can get taken down by an Ash breaching round as long as there's no ADSs, but there is one there behind the table, so that could suck up one of those breaching rounds, but we've got 2 magnets as well, so there's no way that shield is getting dropped at this point. Callum is the first one to die, along with Zach Synq. Sorry, I think actually Zach went down first there. Callum being a close second. There we go. There's the magnets picking up that utility. But of course, magnets are still going to allow that utility to go off. So the smoke grenade is still active. It's just higher up. Second chuckable, third chuckable, fourth chuckable goes out. ADS is down. Now Synq want to try and work on this wall, but there is a signal jammer there. Mac has just spotted it and is giving that call. They need to work out how they're going to get past that signal jammer. They don't necessarily have the utility to do it, as NerdSync claims the life of the Prozzer. That is Mute off of the board. That's not a huge pick at this point, but Fozzer being off the board is a huge pick. Because he is a great gunner with a great gun, and also had the power to get that roam and flank and get in from behind. But the plant is going down. Impact is going out to try to stop it, but it's not successful. Plant is down, and it's a 1 versus 3 post plant. Waller moving in, but he doesn't check to his right. And we do have the little Christmas elf just sitting there in study, waiting to get that pick. And sure enough, there we go. We see Synq taking round number 1 here on Villa. Now, for round number 2, we're going to go to Dining and Kitchen, which is an interesting choice. Most people will go to Aviator and Games, obviously, as their primary site, and then they'll go to Trophy and Statuary for their secondary, or flip the two around. Dining Room and Kitchen is generally a tertiary site or a primary site if someone just wants to throw off the opposition. But today it's being played as a secondary site, which is a little bit rarer. I would say. Now, this could be a good pick. We've got the castle in play. I did see castle there, didn't I? Yes, we've got the castle in play from Callum. Now, that is generally a dead giveaway that you're going upstairs. So generally you want to 6-pick that castle to try and hide the fact that you're going downstairs instead. So Callum's going to be bringing that castle, and mostly we will likely see barricades going up top. We can see that one castle barricade has been deployed already. Not quite sure where that is. We can see we've got one downstairs. There should be a second one down here somewhere. Can't see where he's placed it. That's 3 downstairs. But where's that 4th? Where is that 3rd? We've got 1 on pantry. We've got 1 here. We've got 3rd one here. Where's that 4th one gone? That is what I am struggling with right now. I do not know where that 4th one is. Okay, well, never mind. It doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter. They've all been put down. That's the main thing, and they've got their setup. But it looks like we don't have a huge top floor presence. We do have Fozzer upstairs on his roams, as he does like to do, but we don't have anyone else up there with him. And quite often you want a 2-player upstairs. In fact, there's actually 2 players missing, so there must be a second one. Fozzer is up here, but where's the 4th? 5th player, rather. Ah, Jacoa going for a sneaky little peek here out the window. Okay, that's where he is. Now he's going to run over and start to join his teammate Fozzer and try to hold off the attack from above. Now for here, you want loads of soft destruction, which is where the sledge comes into play. NerdSync and Zach Synq double teaming dispatched here, managing to get 2 easy picks. And that makes it 5 versus 3 with, ironically, not the roamers being taken down, but the players that are on site being taken down. Jacoa has moved up to Astronomy Stairs. Fozzer playing back on site as there is a heavy push coming in from Synq now. They've already started to take control. NerdSync's going to claim a life of 1. 5 versus 2. Frag grenade getting cooked. That's going to go in, but it's not going to do anything as Visen's in and planting. We've got Jacoa is in a position to stop it, but he gets taken down before he can drop the C4 on the diffuser. Prozzer is still alive. He's going to get the double kill with the C4. Nicely done for him. Wins himself an achievement and a nice little headshot there through the wall. 1 versus 2. This is winnable. He's going to need to ace to do it, most likely, as he turns his back for some reason on Visen. I don't know if he thought he downed him, but he turned his back on him. And that allowed Visen to just get that pick and put another one on the board for Synq. Nicely done there by Synq. That was a very impressive push. Didn't even bother with upstairs. Didn't even bother. Just a pantry take. That was all they needed, was a pantry take. Well played to Synq on that one. Aviator in Games is going to get played again. We're not going to get Trophy and Statuary just yet. We need to see Dispatch doing a little bit more here, though, than they managed to do in round number 1, because they just didn't really have it together. They managed to whittle down the numbers a bit, but it just wasn't enough. The kills were mostly impactless. We still just had 3 people getting into sight, getting that plant, and leaving Dispatch in a post plant. We've had 2 rounds played, and both of them we've seen the plant go down here from Synq, which isn't a position that Dispatch should be in. They shouldn't be allowing the plant to go down quite so easily, especially like it did in the last round. The last round was just far too easy for Synq, and that's something that Dispatch really need to sort out. But what are they going to change on this site to make sure that it doesn't happen again? Fozzer just getting some target practice in. He puts down his ADSs here in sight. Synq leaving the flank drones. Max Synq getting ready to pick his drone up from spawn. Logic in the hallway, and Zach has his drone nicely set up in the kitchen, waiting to see if anyone's going to be roaming around on that first floor. Now, as we get into this round, obviously, we are at 5 versus 5 because it's all just started. Prozza knows there's a drone somewhere, looking for it, but he can't find it. And he's going to take this default spot up here on the top of the main stairs. Waller holding in statuary, just waiting to stop the back push. Callum playing on site with a shotty, waiting to stop the push at those very last few seconds as the flood of Synq players try to make their way in. We can hear there is a player on that window, on Astro window. Fozzer is going to get droned as the player on Astro pre-fires through the window but doesn't manage to do anything. Sledge cooking up that grenade, but it's been heard by Fozzer. He is going to back out as the Magnet picks up that frag. Looks like we are getting a heavy take here in through Trophy and Statuary and Astro to make their way over from the back over towards the site. We've got Zach applying pressure from Pig window. Pre-fires going out as Fozzer sends a few bullets his way as he does back away. And he gets away with his life. And we see more players starting to get together a little bit closer to site, with the only random being Fozzer. Jaco, though, is going to get the first pick, and that is... Ooh. That's the lead taken for Dispatch as they manage to get another couple of kills in quick succession. 5 versus 2, and things looking much better here now for Dispatched as they take the man count lead. Nursing and Bison have a lot of work to do, but it is a 2 versus 5, and the chance of them winning it are slim, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Bison with Diffuser. He's going to be making his plays. He needs to play together with his teammate Nursing. We've got most of the players from the defenders moving back over towards site, with Waller and Fozzer making that big rotate up here through the red stairs. And they're just going to try to bait out those 2 players. There's only 2 ways they can come from as Prozza takes down one. Nursing is the last man left standing now in the 1 versus 5. Diffuser has been dropped. Nursing's going to be playing for kills here, most likely with 1 minute left on the clock. Needs to ace to win this. So impossible for someone like Nursing, but it is improbable as the Waller is going to claim his life, and that's a flawless round for Dispatch. They take their first round here. They are still behind, but they've got 1 on the board, which does help. Okay, now Trophy and Statuary is going to get played. Most teams secondary site, but this being the tertiary site for Dispatched here tonight, Trophy and Statuary. It's a site we're all very familiar with. The lineup that we have here is very familiar. Mute being played by Prozza as always. He'll be there for rotates with a shotgun. Mozzie on the drone denial along with Mute. Lucy's going to be good for slowing down the pushes. We have noticed here that Synq are liking to make aggressive pushes together, and having that Melusi in play is going to allow the defense to really slow down those aggressive pushes. Let's see what they make use. Let's see how they make use of those Melusis here. Now, being played by Fozzer, which is unusual. Callum is going to go onto the Jaeger instead of Fozzer. Fozzer not been doing great work on Jaeger, having just the 1 kill and the 2 deaths. It's not really what we expect from a player of his caliber. Let's see if Callum can do any better here as he decides not to reinforce the wall and instead is going to back out and go somewhere else. Nursing drone has been trapped. Max Synq just leaving 1 downstairs in lounge. We've got 1 on red stairs. Did that get spotted? It did get spotted. That drone is going to get away with its life. No! Fozzer caught it, I think. Just in the nick of time. Red pings are going out as our default cameras. Now, 10 seconds in, and we have Waller waiting for someone to rappel on this window. Someone has been rappelling up here every single round, so this could be a great play from him. But no one's going up there this time. They do give it a pre-fire, but they aren't going to rappel up there. Waller, though, is going to wait here patiently, and Foz is going to be there ready for that refrag when he thinks his teammate is going to die. Clearly no faith in the Waller. It's the Fozza and Waller show as Nursing comes up through Pantry, and he's going to meet up with Fozza right now, and he does manage to get the pick. He takes very little damage while he does it as well, so that is a great start for Synq as they do get the upper hand within the first 30 seconds or so. Drones are continuing to go in, and Nursing is going to follow those drones very carefully, but Waller is here. They do not know he's here. The drones have gone the other way, and Waller's going to hold this angle and wait for Sledge to push out. Waller has the advantage, but if Nursing decides to quick peek it, Waller's going to lose that fight. But it looks like he has been spotted now as the drones are giving chase and Waller is retreating out. Zaxing taking out default cams, while Proza is going to be playing an elevated position. And this could be big for the defense because, of course, people will come along this hallway and not realize that there's a player looking down. But those two players downstairs, Zach and Mac, have backed out. As we can see, holes being opened up in the floor here from the defense, trying to get those lines of sight onto the attackers. But Zach is spending possibly a little bit too much time on it. Nerd cooking up a grenade, which is going to go up to try to take out one of these two, Proza and Waller. And Nursing does get the kill. I don't know if he actually had the intel on that or if that was just a very fortunate pick, but well played to Nursing for getting that kill there. Callum holding here in the shower, just making sure he's nice and clean while Bison pre-fires through that window to make sure that it's opened and to see if he can get an early pick, but it isn't going to happen. 3 versus 5, Synq in the lead firmly now. But Callum starts to even it out by getting that headshot onto Bison. Sledge doing some damage down below, but Callum knows they're there. It's like he's getting ready for a drop, but the players in Bathroom are going to apply some pressure. That is Logic, and Logic's going to win his ones with Callum. 2 versus 4. Oh, Waller knows that there's players just pushing on him. He is going to back out. Callum has left out of pure rage, possibly. I don't know, but let's see what's going to happen here as Zaxing takes down one, leaving Jakoa all on his own in the 1 versus 4. But Nursing is going to get that pick. And that's another round on the board for Synq as they go 3-1 up at the end of round number 4. Now we will give the pause / rehost here for Dispatched. Bear with me. And let's see what's going to happen here. Now, bear with me for a moment, stream. No, that's not right. Trying to set something up here. Right, bear with me. We will go to a rehost screen and then we will return. Could be the ace in the hole as Looney goes for that peek. He's going to open fire, but he's not going to hit the target. He knows he's in closet. Cundy shows his face. Force Rocker gets in with that diffuser and he's going to start planting. Sam's going to cover the position, trying to hold this player back. He knows exactly where he is. He's just got to stop Drills from stopping that plant, but the plant is successful. Force Rocker just manages to get it down. He's going to hold this position right here by the bar. Okay, well that didn't take long at all. Callum is back already. Let me just mark this down that they've had their one rehost and pause. Trophy and Stature is going to get played again. Let's take a look at the board. We can see that Synq is doing a hell of a lot of work when it comes to fragging right now for Synq. Yeah, that's quite the effort being put in by Nerd. Pretty much carrying Synq to victory right now. With Bison and his fair share of plants, he's had 2 of them. Can't ask for much more than that out of 4 rounds, that's for sure. I mean, you can, but... Right, so Callum going to be opening up the rotates. That's what he's going to be doing. Jakoa just running around doing something. Fozza downstairs on that big roam, as he does like to do, along with his mate Waller. It is the Fozza and Waller show down on the first floor, with Proza upstairs putting down his ADSs to make sure that his teammates are safe from grenades and all of that kind of stuff. Signal jammers denying the wall, with holes getting opened above for impact tricking for when the attackers will inevitably try to open that up. So, Synq, the carry for Synq right now, opens up a window immediately and doesn't manage to do anything with it as Vyzen loses a whole load of health. Synq is going to drop, and it's quite an aggressive play here that we've got from the attackers. They are already in sight. Logic's going to fall, and I think this might have been a misplay here from Synq. As Waller's going to get one. Synq is going to get a couple, but he's now left on his own in the 1 versus 2. Question is, can he do the work that he needs to? He's going to manage to take down Ella, but he's got one more to find. Does he know where Jakua is? Both players low on health. Impact goes out. Sledge still has 2 grenades left. He's going to cook one up and send that the way of Jakua, which isn't going to do any damage. Jakua is going to back out onto the top of red stairs. Synq continues to apply pressure, opening up holes, trying to bait Jakua, but Jakua is going to get that kill. And that is a round going to Dispatched. I see what Synq were trying. But it just didn't work. A rush at this level just wasn't going to work. They tried it, didn't happen. Aviator in games is being selected, and we have Castle being picked, but is he going to be 6 picked? You don't often want him upstairs, and sure enough, he is going to be switched over for Wamai. What's going on in the chat? What is everyone up to? Okay, not much. All right. Need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. So we've got a very interesting game so far here. Three to 2 as we come into the last round of the first half. Let's take a look at some stats for this map. Let's take a look at some stats for Villa based on last season. From next week, we'll start using stats for this season on maps that we're getting played. But this map last season was 78% defender favored. And at the moment, the defense are not winning. So, so they're going quite against the odds here. Aviator in games is actually 27% attack favored and 73% attack favored. This is the second most defender-sided site on this map. So far, we've played it twice, and the defense has won it once. So, based on stats, we should see Dispatch take the win on this round as well, but let's see if that is what's going to happen. We have the pretty standard setup here, nothing unusual coming out, nothing unusual at all, with rotates, reinforcements, signal jammers, ADSs, all in fairly standard places, along with the shield here. Those ADSs will stop any grenades that come down. Oh, but it doesn't matter when you've got a shock drone. Zach just sends his drone in like it's Mario Kart, picks off that Goyo shield, and that is a big piece of utility out of play for the defensive side. They really rely on that shield to hold that hallway. Zach Synq letting his drone charge up here so he can take out that bandit battery. That's going to allow that wall to get opened up very easily as well. Callum just standing right by the drone, and he now spots it and takes it out. That is not the best place to leave that drone, Zach. Not the best place at all. Jakua is going to stand here and wait for someone to push out through that bedroom doorway. We need, or at least Synq need to have some intel to spot Jakua right there before they just push out. Otherwise, they are a very easy pick, whoever decides to walk through that doorway. Logic given the pre-fires, but not doing any damage. Nurse Zach Synq going to send in that second shock drone. Will he be able to do anything with it? No, Pros is going to take it out, and that bandit battery is going to stay alive just a little bit longer, unless it can get ripped apart by a grenade through the top of the wall. Red pings giving the intel to the attack so that they know exactly where the defensive players are. We have a push coming straight over from the back. Not really much pressure being applied from side directly. Zach Synq holding onto the doorway here onto the top of main stairs. But does he know that the Waller is stood right here? If Zach shows his face, I would put money on it being Waller that's going to come off better in the gunfight. I don't think Zach knows that he's there. Waller could be in for a freebie here if Zach isn't careful. Zach needs to really watch out, but we're going to miss a lot of action here if we just keep focused on that. Let's get an overlook here. As we can see, the push coming in now from the backside as Synq start to attempt to take control of the vault. They've got a lot of work to do and not very much time to do it. They've only got 1 minute left. Zach is responsible for stopping rotates. He's at least keeping Waller in position. But if Waller pre-fires that window while he makes a move back to site, he is going to get the free kill. Fozzer takes a whole load of damage as the frag grenade goes through the top of the vault wall to try and take that bandit battery. It is successful, and sure enough, Waller is going to claim 1 life. But it wasn't a Zach. Zach has managed to get away with his life and dish a lot of damage out to Waller, but C4 goes out, doesn't manage to do what it needs to do. 5 versus 3, 5 versus 2 as the Waller and Callum are doing the kills as they need. Waller very low on health, but even so, he's going to do that drop shot and get the pick of Zach, leaving Mac all on his own. Mac claims 1 life, but he isn't going to be able to do enough to get any more. And Dispatched even it out with 3-3 at the end of the first half. We are expecting a close game. And a close game is what we are getting so far. Oh. I'm having some headset problems at the moment. Microphone/headset problems. And it's really throwing me off. Really throwing me off. Let's take a look at the scoreboard and see what's going on here. So we can see Synq still at the top of the table. Synq really need to step up that frag game if they want to do some damage here to Dispatched. Waller and Jaco are doing great work for their team. Prozer's up there as well. Callum and Fozzer, though, just not quite hitting the shots, it seems, down there with just 2 and 1 kill between them. Well, not between them. 3 kills between them. And as the side switch, we see Synq going on to defense. We see Synq going on to defense. And having a try at Aviator in games. Most teams' first site of choice. It was for Dispatch, no different here for Synq. Let's see what we are going to get coming out from the attackers as Prozzer leaving his drone here for flanks. Let's see where these guys leave their drones. We've got one just sitting here in study. We've got Fozzer. Fozzer leaving downstairs in library for rotates. Jacoa has lost his drone already, and Callum is just watching other people's drones. We've got 8 drones left on the board, with just 1 being taken out of play. So good drone economy coming out here from Dispatched. Default cameras getting taken down nice and early. That's what we love to see. As Synq is going to be playing on a roam down in basements. This is what we were talking about earlier, with no one ever droning down in the basement. So Synq could be the ace up Synq's sleeve here. I mean, he's been doing great fragging work. So I'm kind of, when you look at the kill count for the rest of the team, I'm kind of dubious about leaving Synq out there all on his own and relying on him to play that roam game. Because if he gets shut down by 2 coordinated attackers, that doesn't leave much frag power upstairs. I know when you look at the names of who's playing, we've got Vyzen, Logic, Zach. They should be good fraggers, but they're not doing the work here in this game. Not just yet, at least. So to leave them on their own on site with your top fragger out on that roam, just sitting down here, and not a standard roaming operator either, it's kind of a bit of a question mark moment. But we are going to see Zach take out one of the key entry frags for Dispatched as the second one drops as well. The Fozzer and Waller show has ended. That's all, folks, for them in this round, as we are left in the 5 versus 3 rather, with Max Synq a little bit low on health. He's going to be primary plant denial with those gas grenades. You can see loads of blue players running around. Logic is going to get the double. That's onto Prozzer. Jacoa and Callum, last 2 left standing. Got a push coming in through from the study. Jacoa is going to be all on his own as Callum drops as well. We're going to see Jacoa get a lucky kill as Logic just moves his way out in front of the doorway. It's not even who Callum is going for, but from behind, we are going to get Vigil claiming that kill. And Synq put another one in the win column and go up 4-3. So they are now back in the lead on this round. Or in this game. I'm getting so confused with my words. I know it's weird that a headset issue would cause me problems with speaking, but it just really does. It really does. Okay, so trophy and statuary. Standard site to go to next. I'm just going to try something with my headset and see if it helps. Right. No, that hasn't helped. Let's try... Oh, I don't know what to do to try and fix it.
Attackers need to locate
Turn those off. That might help. Hello. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I just realized that I've been stacking up the replays and we haven't actually run any. Oof. One of those days, one of those days. Technical issues all over the place. Damn this headset. Right, that's that disabled. Let's try and do that a bit better this time. All right, 5 versus 5 because we are still in prep phase. Let's see where the drones are. We've got Prozza setting up a drone here. We've got Waller just watching for spawn peaks. Fozza watching the rotates downstairs. Jacoa waiting to pick his up in spawn. And Callum going to pick his up in spawn as well. Default cam going to get taken out immediately there by Jacoa as we get a big push from 3 players up here to the trophy and statuary side for a front push, as they call it. Fozza has diffuser though, and he is coming over from somewhere completely different. I'm not quite sure where. There he is, over on ruins for some reason with the diffuser droning out. He needs to be on, and he's not even droning. He's just AFK. There you go. So you've got your on your primary fragging type players holding the diffuser, back in spawn, AFK, 30 seconds into the round. It's not looking good for dispatched. If Fozza is just going to sit here all round. Let's see what he manages to do. How long do we just sit and watch? Okay, he is back. He is back. Yellow pink. Nope. All right, he stopped, but he is back now. Bison opening up those hatches so that he can have a quick flank downstairs if he needs to. Now that it is nice to have that hatch open so you can drop down and use that doorway to your ability. Waller droning out, sitting in a very exposed position. He can easily get picked off. Easily get picked off from someone just looking out this doorway or this window if they try to look at it just right. Quick jump out from Bison, and that'd be Waller's life over completely. Synq is going to be the first one to take damage in this round, so Synq has slight disadvantage already, but of course it's not a big problem because it's just a little bit of health. It doesn't really matter. He's still got like 90 HP left. We're all good here. As we can see, the attackers starting to move in. They've already managed to open up the main master bedroom wall. Now, it's taken them a minute and a half, which isn't too shabby, but it's not too great. Free fires going out through all the holes in the wall that have been opened up. Stun grenades are going into Astro to take the ADSs out of play. I need to get... This is all so slow. There we go. There's Visor. There's Logic. There's Zach. Now, Jacoa is going to claim the life of 1. My observing abilities have just died here completely as Synq takes down Jacoa, but he's going to get refragged by Prozza. 3 versus 3 now. Fozza has diffuser, and he is now over here in sight with his team, just waiting to get in and put that plant down. He's going to be going for a default spot between the statue and the bomb chassis, most likely. Often you want to go for the doorway, but considering the players that are left on the board, he's not going to want to go for that. Now, Zach is here by the doorway, and he's going to be able to shut down Fozza as he comes through. Vison playing down below for a cheeky flank. Plant is heard. It's baited. Oh, but Prozza is there at the doorway to protect his man Fozza, and he does get the kill. 3 versus 2. A air jab is going to go off, and that's going to be Vison on his butt as Logic falls. Vison is the last player left in the 1 versus 3. He's going to manage to get 1. If anyone can clutch this, it is Vison. We've seen him have many great clutch plays here in this league. Let's see what he can do in this post plant against Prozza and the Fozza. There's so many on dispatched. We've got the Prozza, the Waller, and the Fozza. We need Prozza to have a the in front of his name as well. But 1 versus 3. 1 player right there outside that window waiting for the jump in to deny that disable. Both of them just outside sitting and waiting. Bison is going to try to start hitting. He's got to now. Fozza and Prozza are going to push in both at the same time. They are going to force that disable to be ended. And with the pre-fires, Vison exposes himself, and Fozza, despite being AFK for like 45 seconds, does manage to get that pick and that plant and put one on the board for his team. So, yeah, Dispatched capable of winning rounds, even without Fozza playing for 45 seconds of it. Okay. Trophy and Statuary is going to get played again by Synq. No big surprise here. No big surprise at all. 4-4, and we're getting the beautifully close game that we knew we were going to get between these two teams. These two teams in the top of the league right now.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
I think quite a few people weren't expecting Dispatch to do this well and feel like they're doing better than they should have done. But I don't know. I mean, they've got a good lineup. They've had some really good games. Have had some good games. If we look at the win records, we can see that Dispatched have only dropped one game this season. They've won 3 of their 4 games. Synq have won all of them that they've played. So at the end of this game, we're either going to see Synq taking their first loss or go completely undefeated throughout the league stage. A record that was pretty much only really held previously by the likes of Reborn and Apollo back in Season 1. Season 1, Apollo were undefeated throughout the league stage until they got to playoffs. That was the first record that we had of this type. And then Reborn Season 2 went undefeated, I think, until the playoffs. And then Season 3, there were no teams that were undefeated. I think Athena took a loss in Season 3 in the league stage. So we're seeing Synq come back here and possibly being the next team to set an unbeaten record here in league stages, joining Apollo and Reborn with that accolade. Now, as the round begins, Fozza has already taken a sliver of damage through that window thanks to some pre-fires. Drones are going to go in from Fozza, as we do need to get intel on what's happening here in and around site before the attack starts to push in. We've seen this site played once already by the defensive team of Synq, and they lost it that one time. It was the last round. This time, they are going to be going for a win so they can go ahead 5-4. But the question is, did they learn enough from the last round in order to take the dub this time? Or are Dispatch going to be able to clear out the defense as easily as they did last time, get that plant down, and get the win to put themselves in the lead for the very first time? Because Dispatched haven't been in the lead yet. Impact tricks are being deployed to try to stop this wall from being opened up, but Jakoa with the frag grenades is going to take down Zach as Synq loses a whole load of health at the very same time behind this shield here in Astro. He is going to drop though, and that's going to put us in a 4 versus 3. Not a 4 versus 4, as Synq is still alive, but he is down. He's going to get finished off through that desk. Now it's officially a 4 versus 3. As Dispatched are trying to take site control. Waller gets one, but he is quickly traded out. Visor yet again is going to be left as the last man standing. He's going to be on site trying to hold back all these players. They know exactly where he is, and the gunpowder of Dispatch is just going to show here as they all start to converge on those red pings. And they're going to put another one in the win column. Dispatch are going to take the lead for the very first time against Synq. Great work from Dispatched here as they start to bring it back on attack. Let's remind ourselves of the scoreboard. We can see that Synq is still top fragging for his team. Logic and Zach have started to get close to joining him. Jakoa, Waller and Proz are doing good work when it comes to fragging out for their team right now. Aviator in Games is going to be the next site to get played. Dispatched obviously going to be looking to take it on to match point.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Let's see if they can pull it off. Now, Synq haven't looked too strong on attack so far. They've played 3 rounds and they've lost 2 of them. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. Let's remind ourselves of the stats for this very map. As we can see, it is 77% defender favored based on information taken from last season. This is only the second time we played this map this season, so we don't have any current intel really on it. Not that's worth sharing. We can see Living Room and Reading has never been played. For this site, Trophy and Stature is 92% defender favored. So you kind of expect this site to not really get lost at all by the defense. But they have managed to get that win that one time they played it. So there is still a margin of error this time round, but we kind of expect to see Synq take another win here. Dispatch should not win on this site. We saw Dispatch play this site 3 times, and they managed to win it twice. So when we look at the numbers, we look at the stats of what we've seen from last season and what we've seen so far in this very game, by the odds we should see Synq take this, but Dispatched have started to pick their game up in the last couple of rounds. Let's see if they can get the win here and go on to match point and start making it look like they are actually the favorites, which isn't the way the polls have gone. The polls have been going that Synq are the favorites tonight, but Dispatch are turning that around and doing pretty well right here. Drones are going to go in and get away with their lives. They spot smoke, but Jakoa gets his drone out unscathed. Mac doesn't manage to take it out. Fozza repelling here on a Liqua or 90 window, as it is officially called. with Callum getting ready to apply pressure to Classical Hall. And he's going to take down Zach as Zach just over-peaks it. There isn't a need to do that, Zach. You've got to just play patiently. I always admire Zach because he's the type that will peek a door and then just leave it. He doesn't go back to it. Whereas that time, he made the mistake of just going back again and again and again. And Callum just came off better. They were just whittling away each other's health, but eventually Callum was the one that came off successful. And managed to make a bit of a hole here in the defensive side. EE1D is going to go out and hold those defenders in position. Callum has control of sight, and they don't know that he's here. Stun grenades are going out. He doesn't have diffuser. Fozza making his way up the main stairs as Fozza gets dropped by Max Synq with the shotgun. In study, Jacoa does get that refrag. EE1D is going to go out again. Plant is starting to go down, and the Dispatch have complete control. Plant is denied by Visor with the great players. He just runs up and manages to get the pick, and he takes down a second as Waller starts to look towards the main stairs. We are now in a 1 versus 2, and Nursing and Visor have done a great job of turning this around and putting things back in favor of Synq. Nursing, though, on the main stairs is going to get a kill from behind and even things out. What a round. That was a good one, stream. That was a good one. So much control. So much control in the hands of Dispatched on site. But one hero play from Visor, he just came running past that door like, hey, there's a guy planting the diffuser. Yoink! And just takes his head right off, keeps on going. And Dispatch just weren't able to recover. So that sees us 5-5. Whatever happens now, we're going to see 2 rounds at least played out. This is either going to be a 7-5 to one of these two teams, or we're going to go to overtime. I'd love to see an overtime. Now, if we do go to overtime and Synq win it, they will remain at the top at number 1, and they will get to miss quarterfinals and go straight to semis. If Dispatched win, then I think they will move to second. I'm not sure. I'd have to check the current numbers. I'm not 100% sure. Thank you very much for the follow, Eli. A win either way is absolutely fine for Synq. If Synq take the loss here today and don't win any points, it's not a huge deal for them. I think they still go straight to semis. I'm not sure. I can't recall. I need to have these numbers closer. We have the standings from last week, but they're a little bit out of date now. But you can see live standings if you go to tournament.com. The link is in the Discord server. I don't know if you can actually get that in the Twitch chat. If you could, that would be useful.
Attackers are moving out to locate
If we had the link for it, but I don't think we do. Dining kitchen being brought out now finally by Synq. They have the option of going to trophy and stat tree, but they've lost it twice, so they aren't going to take that risk. Now, we saw Synq attacking this site from the pantry, and it worked out pretty well for them. Very well indeed, because they won it, if I remember rightly. Yes, they did. They got in, got the plant down, and it was all good. Dispatch, though, don't look like they're going to take it that way. They're not coming to the top. They are instead coming over from the ruin side, coming over from the south side of the building and doing a very slow push to shut down any roam game that might be going on. But there isn't really a roam game. We don't even have any players upstairs. All of them are on site, barring Nursing, who is just playing slightly off-site down the pantry, not the pantry stairs, sorry, the opposite to pantry. What are these stairs called? I don't know what these stairs are called. Oh, he does get droned out, and he's going to make his way up the back stairs, giving me that compass call-out. Thank you very much, Nursing, for moving and letting me know what that's actually called. Callum is going to drop to half health, but he manages to pick off Nursing while he is on that retreat. So, well played to Dispatch there as they do get that first pick. That does increase their chances of winning this round as they go 5-4 up when it comes to man count. But Callum is low on health. But it doesn't matter. We've seen him still manage to get picks, even when he's on like 5 HP. Doesn't matter if you're on 1 HP, you can still get kills. But 2 more come out there for Dispatch as Visor and Zach are left all on their own in a 2 versus 5. Zach holding onto kitchen. Holes being opened up above him. He's going to have to move out of position with Visor just looking all over the place, trying to see where the attack is coming from. 3 members of Dispatch, 2 members of Dispatch, very low on health as Callum does fall, but Zach is the last man left standing. He's going to pick off 1, but it's a 1 versus 3. Callum is likely to get revived. Zach can just heal himself, of course. Callum is up and back in the game. Zach is going to have to ace to win this. He's got 1 minute to do it in. He sees Nomad and does get the kill. That's diffuser dropped. Goes past the Thunderbird, does get a health boost, but it doesn't really matter when bullets are going towards your head. And Dispatched are going to go on to match points. Did they even get the diffuser down? No, they didn't, because it got dropped by Nomad, if I remember rightly. Okay, so Trophy and Stat Tree, the final site to get played here. Not much choice for Synq, because Aviator and Games is still locked. They've played this site twice and they haven't won it. They need to turn that around this time. They need to turn that around and get a win here. They desperately need it. If we remind ourselves yet again of the stats and take a look specifically at this site of Trophy and Stat Tree, not that stat, this stat. This is the one we want. Trophy and Stat Tree. 92% defender favored. Synq haven't won it once. Synq haven't won it at all. So really breaking the trend for stats from last season. So, I mean, the fact that this is 92% to favored and the fact that Synq hasn't won it yet, you kind of think that Synq should be able to turn it around at this point and get a win. But I just don't know. I just don't know. Synq is opening up some holes to look down below. They've decided this is where Dispatch are going to be coming from, so they want these holes so they can look down underneath. But we have seen Dispatch do good work from underneath the site before. Logic Synq trying to stop those drones from coming in. Zach Synq playing down below as Pulse in the basement. Now, is he going to get droned out? Synq does drop early. This isn't what you want. How is this happening? The question is, can a player get in to revive him? Mac is able to get in. There's no one's going to be able to do anything to Synq. Synq getting his way to safety. Proza going to rappel up, and he isn't going to be able to do anything from Astro Window because he's not there anymore. Now, Synq is going to get revived, so he is back in the fight, and we are back in a 5 versus 5. Jacoa on drones. Finding utility. He knows where that signal disruptor is. We've got two players down below. Waller's going to be looking for utility from underneath, most likely, as Callum Free firing through that hole in the wall. Not going to do any damage, but he is going to spend some bullets. Jacoa down underneath, trying to find the roamers. Fozza moving around to join his teammates upstairs, getting close to sight. Pulse has been spotted by IQ, and that's going to be some very important intel for the attack. They know he's there. Jacoa is moving in on that position. Waller just keeping an eye on Pulse as Fozza comes up to take out that signal disruptor. Jacoa, though, just crouch walking his way round. He knows that Zach Synq is nearby. Waller continuing to look out. Yellow pings are going out. Pulse getting scared off by the shots, but Callum does get picked off along with the Fozza. Zach still down below. Jacoa just up above him. But Jacoa managing to get the pick, and he does start to put things a little bit closer to Dispatch favor, but it is still a 4 versus 3 with 1 minute left to go on the clock. Synq low on health, playing up close with the shotgun to the bathroom doorway. If they don't spot him there, he is going to get some free kills. All of the guys on Synq now just holding angles as Jacoa kills himself somehow. Oh my goodness, that is most unfortunate for him. Overcooked, overcooked indeed. He died to his own grenade, and that is not what you need at this critical stage of the game. Proza's going to drop as well, leaving Waller all on his own in a 1 versus 3, and it looks like we are going to go to overtime, ladies and gentlemen, as Logic is going to peek out, get the headshot. And that was a close one. That was a close one. Both halves ending with a 3-3. Let me just write this down. We had earlier, was it Proza with the 2K? With the C4, and we had suicide there from, who was it that suicided? Who suicided? Who's got the grenades? Jacoa. Jacoa suicided. Most unfortunate for him. Aviator in Games, the first round of overtime is going to be on Aviator in Games, and what a beautifully close matchup we have. I knew it was going to be close. Love it when it's close. We love it when it's close. We don't like the 7-0s. We like the close ones.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being attackers.
Alrighty. 5 versus 5 as this game is really starting to get into its stride now, going into overtime.
Bomb located by attackers.
Let's see the setup that we are going to get coming out here from Synq. Now, they haven't done quite so well on defense. I mean, it was a 3-3, but they had some really shaky moments on... Although, to be fair, it was only Trophy and Statuary that they cocked up on. They got there eventually and they won it. They've won their Aviator and Games and their Dining Room and Kitchen sites every time they've played there. No, sorry, they didn't win Dining Room and Kitchen. They've won this site twice already. They've won this 100% of the time. So with that stat, you kind of think, will they keep that going? Will they win it again here? They should do, realistically, but let's find out. Once they win this one, they then just need to win their attack round, and that's it. I think there's probably a bit more pressure here on Dispatch than there is on Synq, because this is a defender-sided map. And the fact here is that in this best of 3 rounds that we've taken it to, Synq are going to play defense twice, which means by default they have the advantage. If everyone wins their defensive rounds, Synq are going to take the win. That's just the way it works. Let's see if Synq can actually make that happen. We've got Mac playing up close to the doorway, as he has been every other round here with that shotty. Logic playing here in sight, just holding, sitting around on the bar. We need to see Synq not fall quite so easily this time. He's been taken down quite early on in the last few rounds, and it's not really what you need from Synq. He's up at the top of the frag still. In fact, more kills than any other player in this game right now, but he's been the first pick a few times on defense. And they keep putting him on this roam game as mute, and I'm just not sure that's really the play. I'd like to see someone else on that roam game. Zach and Logic can play a very good roam game together, but Proza is going to manage to get him taken out of play on sight with the grenade from underneath, and that is a big oof for Synq. That is going to hurt them, because Logic he's a good player, and to lose him quite so early on when he's on sight, it's not good. It's not good. Synq is going to need to do some work here. He's making his way back to site. He's making the flanks. And he's going to put Overwatch onto that balcony as Zach Synq claims the life of Waller, but it's just a little bit too late as Waller has already got one. So there's a trade. Callum's going to get another one, leaving Nerd and Vyzen all on their own in a 2 versus 4. Potter taking a bit of damage from Vyzen as Synq has made his way back to site. He's going to be watching and waiting for someone to show themselves so he can get a pick. Vyzen on the big rotate here, up around to 90. Knowing that someone's likely to push down Classical Hall, but Synq gets one of his own, and all of a sudden we're in a 2 versus 2, and things are looking a lot better here for the defense. Red pings go out. We're going to get a push from Jaco, who's going to pick off Vyzen very, very easily. Dispatch now have control of site. Synq off site, and plant is starting to go down, but Synq isn't going to be able to stop it. It's going to be a 1 versus 2 post plant, as the plant does get put down. All manner of gunfire going through the doorway here. C4 gets sent out. Proza ridiculously low on health. You can just spit on him and it'll fall. Red ping's giving all the intel as to where Synq is. Synq is going to claim the life of one, but he's not going to manage to get Jacoa, who manages to get that final kill on this round. And make this the first attacking win on this site for Dispatched. Well played to Dispatched. They just need one more round. Aviator in Games. Site of choice, obviously, for Dispatched. If we look at the statistics for Dispatched, they played this site 3 times, and they won it twice, lost it once. Funny enough, that's the exact same stats that we've seen for Synq. Oh, let me mute that so we don't get those alerts coming up. Oh, just one more round needed by Dispatched. Are we going to go to maximum overtime, or are Dispatched going to be able to shut it down right here, right now in this round? We are going to know in 3.5 minutes or less. Synq have a lot of work to do. Sync's already lost his drone. Logic's already lost his drone. Very poor drone economy coming. Actually, no, wait a minute. Yes, Mac and Logic have already lost their drones, so poor drone economy here. Nerd and Logic. Very poor drone economy here coming out from Synq. They are going to need that intel if they want to take this round. Now, it's not essential. They can face check, but Dispatch are doing very good with their gunfights at the moment. Waller on that big roam, and he can get away with it because, of course, Jackal is banned. Bozza playing upstairs around Statuary and Trophy. Bozza not doing well with kills at the moment. 3 and 10. Jakoa, though, 14 and 7. Can Jakoa increase that and do even better for his team? Nerdsync's still out fragging in with a 15 to 9. But Jakoa overall with a better KD here at 2. Bozza is the first one to take a bit of damage. Not sure where that's from. Pre-fires through the walls from Jakoa, not going to hit those shots. We do get a big push coming over from Master Bedroom side. We've got so many players here on drones. Look at this. This is just drone party. Nerdsync's is going to drop through the hatch into laundry and make his way around to the other side of the building, probably to come up the main staircase or red stairs. Most likely red. Fozik's going to take a bit of damage as well. As Synq have 2 minutes left to make some magic happen. Logic sending out the drones, finding that intel. They should know that they've got control of this side of the map right now. First and second floor. No one in the basement. They don't have to worry about that as Nerdsync's is rotating his way around. And he's going to come up here. To where? To the roof. Going to make his way up to balcony, I suspect. That's probably the only place you're going to go to from that position. 5 versus 5. A little bit of a tickle has been done by Synq, and Fozza and Prozza have felt it. But still not much progress being made here by Synq. They are being very, very slow to try and take control. They can feel that there's a signal jammer holding down that wall. They're going to need to use a shock drone to take it out, but it is being watched by the Fozza. Smoke grenade is going to push Fozza out of position, but he is still up. Magnet's going out. That's going to stop any more utility from getting thrown in. Logic setting up that frag grenade that's going to get torn up by the magnet. That'll probably still take out the signal disruptor. There we go. Wall can get open. C4 gets sent out. It's going to deny one of the Selmas, but second Selma goes out. Oh no, impact trick is successful. That second Selma gets taken out of play. Third Selma is successfully going to start to open up that wall. Fozza is going to hold here. 40 seconds left to go. It's going to need to be a very quick, aggressive push from Synq. 2 players do fall, and it's a 4 versus 3. 3 versus 3. Nerdsync's probably not time to get picked up as he is outside the window. Waller is going to hold it, but Logic's going to pick off Waller. Plant is going down. We're in a 3 versus 2. Jakoa way off sight. Is it going to be able to deny it as Gridlock comes down and takes him out of play? Plant is successful. Prozza in a 1 versus 3. 3-4. C4 gets sent out, and this is looking like we are going to go to max overtime. I see no way that Prozza is going to clutch this up. I mean, fair play to him, but the chances of him winning this as Nerdsync's gets revived, it is a 1 versus 4 now, and Vizen gets the points for getting the revive and then gets the points for getting the kill, and we do get maximum overtime. This is an attacker's paradise here today. Both teams winning their respective attack rounds on this site in max overtime with the plant down as well. Doesn't get much better than this, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't get much better. Cobra Synq. Don't need to win this to stay first because you have the 1 point. I think you're on 11, so you go to 12. And Dispatched will get 2 points. They're on 9. So they would go to 11. So you're absolutely right. I think this is actually Synq safe with the first place spot. Aviator in games, no big surprise, is going to come out again. Let me see if I can assist here with the whole information thing. Bear with me. Let's get an overview of the map. Well, I can tell you exactly where we are when it comes to scores, Mr. Cobra, and also the rest of the chat. I just need to move my stats into the right position so I can actually see them. All right, here we go. I have my stats or my data up in front of me. Let's take a look at where we are here. So Synq are in first place with 11 points, and Dispatched are currently on 9 points. So yeah, with this 1 point, Cobra, Synq do go up to 12, and Dispatched can only go to 11. So you are safe. You are safe in first place. So this is a GG for Synq. Whatever happens now, they have secured #1 spot. It's all about how many points can Dispatch get in order to overtake Legacy, who are on 10 points. If Dispatch win this, they overtake Legacy and go to second, which means that Dispatched don't play semis. If they just get the 1 point, if Synq win this, then they get 10 points and will draw level with Legacy. And I'm not 100% sure which team would actually be on top. If I look at it, it would be Legacy, I think. Dispatch need the win here to take second place. If they don't get the win, then they're going to have to go to quarters. Now, you've listened to me waffling on enough. Let's go over here. Let's go over here and see what is happening on this side of the map. Big hold coming out from Synq. We've got Vyzen playing Bandit up here. We've got the Thunderbird Kona Station and the Bandit Battery. Now, this is a good, sensible position for the Kona Station. Reason being, Vyzen can continue to get healed up as much as he likes. Once that wall gets opened, though, by the attack, that Kona Station will get destroyed. So it's no good to an attacker or a defender anymore. But the key thing is, it's no good to the attacker. This one, however, will stay up, and that will be useful to Vyzen if he just needs to drop back a little bit. So that is a good, sensible placement. There you go. The Bandit Battery is down, but so is the Kona Station. Synq with the early kill. Jakoa taking a whole load of damage here. 4 versus 4. As Synq does get traded. Callum droning out for his teammates along with Fozza. Waller takes a whole load of damage here on the main stairs. And he is going to fall back to make sure he doesn't die just yet. He is losing a bit of health. He's not low yet, but he's not where he needs to be. Synq on this big roam game yet again as Mute downstairs on the first floor. And I really do doubt this choice from Synq to put Synq on this position. I mean, it's not going against him right now. I don't think it's really going for him. But let's see how this is going to continue to play out. Logic holding the angle, waiting for the rappel in. Yellow pings, letting people know there's someone on that window. Callum droning. He knows where Mac is. Mac is going to get the kill. 3 versus 4. This is looking very, very good for Synq right now. Grenade getting cooked up. It's going to go through that hole in the wall. Vyzen is going to get tickled by it, but it's not going to take him down or do any damage of note. This is looking very good for Synq as Vyzen falls to the hands of Callum. And we now have Dispatched in control of the vault. Nice, easy pickup of health there as Jakoa manages to take down Mac. 3 versus 2. We could see Dispatch take this. They can still turn it around. 20 seconds left to go. Callum is in and planting. Synq still off site. Looks the wrong way. Hole into the vault is spotted, but Jakoa is going to get those 2 picks and Dispatch take the win without the plant going down. That is our first maximum overtime game this season. GG to both teams.
Apollo wins 8-7.
Well, what a game, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. We knew this should be a close one, and the 2 teams did not disappoint. 8-7.